And then I when I was kind of learning about lighting, I was always really enamored by theatrical lighting, which is, you know, a lot of top-down stuff, side lights, backlights. You'd have rim lights around people, and I guess I just really loved that. I've never really subscribed to the fashion magazine world.
Right.
I'm so far removed from being really influenced by that, although I find myself looking at stuff every now and again. But I just try to take that contrast to your light and just make it work. And it's harder to use that kind of light with the vast majority of people, because if you want to take somebody with imperfections on the skin or a few extra pounds,
a side
brighter
lighting
is
going
better.
To,
that is the total contradiction. Everybody who's like conscious of their tummy, for example, they're like, let's do this dark, it'll hide it better.
And you're like, no,
Not
actually
always.
it doesn't, because shadows.
The more I can fill in all those little shadows from every different angle, the more I can effectively not have to deal with a bad angle. I can kind of shoot on a more forgiving way, and you just keep on moving. But like cellulite, cellulite, for example, if you shoot lighting from the side, it's going to accentuate because it's creating shadows. So if you've got lumps and bumps, it's going to create shadows. Absolutely.
From the side.
And I always ask people, because retouching is one of those things that's it's such a tricky thing, because I never want to make someone look like someone they're not. I'm never going to make someone who's a size 12 into a size 2. I can't bring myself to do that. I mean, if somebody says, tuck me in a little bit more, and they really insist, sure, I'm going to do it. Ultimately, they're their pictures. But, you know, what I really want to do is just make somebody be as real as possible. And some women, you know, they maybe have had 1 or 2 kids, and they're like, I just want you to tuck up that little stretch mark I got on my tummy if it shows up.
Right.
And it's like, okay, sure. I got like a little cellulite bump on my bum. Can you make sure that goes away? Yeah.
Sure.
You know, it's up to you. And some people are just, leave me alone.
Will you? Yeah, that's a great thing to ask. Will you just not Photoshop anything? I mean, levels. I'm sure you'll edit
everything's
levels,
going to be color toned and stuff. But and you know, like, I'll fix. My general rule of thumb with retouching is I fix what's not your fault.
Okay.
And let me explain that. Like, if you're wearing a bra is going to dig in a lot of times on the side, because most women buy bra for keeping everything in place rather than for a photo shoot.
Yes.
And in a photo shoot, you'd err on the side of being a little bit looser rather than tighter. So when you bring in a bra that you've worn that you like, and you know, maybe it's just fitting a little tighter, there's going to be a bulge on the side. So basically I just fix the bulge. I don't do anything different, because in my mind, if you weren't wearing the bra, that bulge would not be there.
Right.
So that's the kind of thing
it's the bra's fault.
Yeah, it is the bra's fault.
Burn your bras.
Burn the bra. Well, if it's a nice bra, don't burn it.
Yeah.
You know,
how much was this bra?
Yeah, exactly. Because I've seen some people bring in some
gorgeous
underwear
with a capital U.
Oh my God. Yeah, and the more vintage, the better.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I love when it looks like it's taken out of another time. Like, that's so impressive to me when modern photography, you know, it makes it look like a pinup from the 50s, or it looks like, because
you can have the pinup style, but the modern makeup, and it just kind of.
Or it's like blends. Your fashion, you know, vintage fashion, but with a little modern twist. It's like, that's very interesting.
I mean, I watched a great movie last night, Belle de Jour.
Okay.
It's an old movie from the 60s, and the lingerie in that was just like, I'm like leaning over, and I'm like, oh my God, that underwear, it's so gorgeous. It's so gorgeous. Like, you know, you got like this girl on screen not wearing much, and I'm just commenting on the underwear.
Oh, that
you know, you're a
high-waisted
boudoir photographer when, right? It's just you. And although we said boudoir is not all about fancy underwear, sometimes step outside of your comfort zone. Yeah. Because you know, let's say you're doing this. I mean, most importantly, I want someone to do this for them.
Yes.
That's
not for a partner, or
use doing it for a partner as an excuse to convince yourself, but do it for you. And that's what everybody eventually realizes. Yeah. But come in, wear something fancy, buy something fancy, and then when you give your partner this book,
that's just the cherry on top. You just kind of
drop the robe, and like, boom, look, that stuff that was in the book is on me. And then their head just goes,
Whoa.
Like they don't know what to do. And for a lot of women, they say it's the best feeling ever because
showing the book or whatever to their partner.
In a lot of cases, they've maybe like when they walk down the aisle, if they got married, like the husband looked at them like,
in
wow,
a certain way. Yeah.
This is like that, but different.
But sexy.
It's got a little more lust behind it, right? And and they just, when you feel sexy, I think it changes how you carry yourself, because I try to tell people as often as I can, sexy isn't out here. It's up here.
Yes. Yeah.
And if you can get sexy into your brain.
Yeah, if you can get your head in the game. Yeah.
You'll try different things. You'll feel maybe less inhibition about doing certain things.
Yeah.
And not get caught up like, I have to do this with the lights off. Best compliment I ever got was from a husband. He basically wrote me a separate message after. He says, I don't know what you did, but I want to thank you, because all of a sudden my wife is a lights on girl now. Aww. And it was like the simplest compliment I got, but it really defines what I do.
Yeah.
And that is the empowerment for people to just feel good about themselves.
Yeah. Oh, that's so nice.
Right?
What a sweet thing. So, Trevor, I think we're nearing the end.
I know we are.
We are.
I saw your
I've got a great internal clock.
Yes. Not when I'm shooting. No, I set a timer every time because I have no concept of time when I got the camera in my hands.
It's just all about art at that point.
Yes.
So can you go over with people all the ways they can get a hold of you to book a lovely boudoir photo shoot with you?
I mean, easiest way, probably the best way, is to hit the website, provocateurimages.com. If you don't know how to spell provocateur, I'm going to try right now because it's one of those weird French words that people always have a little bit of trouble with. So it's PROVOCATEUR images, IMAGES. Did I miss? I feel like I swear to God, I feel like I'm like Homer Simpson. I'm SAMRT, I feel like I spelled that wrong. So it's provocateurimages.ca. And then you can poke. I'd like you to kind of poke around the site, check out what's in there, and just see if the style resonates with you, because I'm under no illusion that my style resonates with everybody.
Right.
I mean, that's the beauty about a photographer. You can have 10 photographers doing exactly the same thing, but everybody's got their own style.
Yeah.
And if that style works for you, then that's the photographer you really want to book with.
Yeah. So take a look at all the portfolio, everything.
When you go through there, you can get one of my info guides right off the site. It's just like I've been asked every single question you can think of with regards to boudoir. So I kind of just put it into one info guide.
FAQ, yes.
Yeah, it's a big pictorial thing. It's like 17 pages. Don't let that fool you. Most of the pages have very little on it. It's just a pretty picture. But it just answers most of those questions, and it has all the pricing and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and of course, if you do want to book, you can head over to the booking page and then
put in that bedpost
coupon code so I know you heard about me through the podcast, and then you can save some cash.
Some cashola.
Yeah, and that's always fun, right?
Oh, always.
Yeah, and of course,
what's the sexiest thing is saving money.
Yeah, nothing sexier than saving money.
Nothing sexier than a discount.
But of course, if you're looking to book and you want to come in and meet me first, I also do consults at the studio.
Great.
Or by phone if people are from out of town. So just get to know me. And hopefully this podcast kind of gives you a little sense of me. But, come in, see the studio. We can plan out a little bit more with regards to the session, and people just have some fun.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, Trevor, thank you so much for being with me here today. Oh, thank you.
This was fun.
Oh, I mean, of course.
I didn't even do my radio voice.
Oh, there it is. I knew you'd do it at some point. Yeah. Let's see the things I need to remember now. If you are a Torontonian, we do Bedpost the third Friday of every month at the Social Capital Theatre at 8 and the last Tuesday of every month at 9 p.m. at the Super Wonder Gallery. If you are listening to us on iTunes or another podcasting app, a rating and reviewing goes a long way for me. And if likewise on YouTube, if you could subscribe, leave a comment, share it around. I love you forever. You'd be my best friend. We have some thanks to do all the folks here at the Pacific Junction Hotel where we record, to all the folks at Eggplant Media for helping us create all this new fandangled amazing content that you're seeing or listening to. If you're listening to the audio on the podcast, you're going to hear original music by Stephanie Copeland, who can be reached at her website, stephcopelandmusic.com. One last thank you to Trevor from Provocateur Images. So provocative. that you'll, I'm just trying to think of on the sport.
Be bold, be provocative, be you. That would be the tagline.
You actually had a tagline. I love that you chimed in with that. And again, thank you so much for listening and watching. We're going to be here every single week, so we'll see you next week. Bye.